Hello and welcome to a slightly blitzed Crowswood model railway. As I've started the process of dismantling the layout, as is obvious by the fact that there's an end of a track there under a box and nothing, and a circular box shouldn't be there. I started last night, so I've got on my track plan sort of in my head and how I want to proceed, so I just thought, rude word, and started. So I've been using, I think this is technically a filler knife, however it does fit quite nicely underneath the cork. That said, because the middle of the cork was glued on with Evo stick mostly, it's just some test areas. So this was under a house, this was just under where the controller was. It's getting there, but it is quicker when I use one of these box cutter sharp cutty knife thingy bobs and just do some score marks. It just lifts up a bit easier. So I able to save most of the buildings, which I was surprised at because most of them are card. Although interestingly, there is a small chip on my northeastern water tower. Might reuse it, but if I do reuse it, I might see if I can paint the red bits green. Or I might try and find a southern water tower. I've got this ready to go on the new build. Very much looking forward to having this on the layout because it's a decent, proper southern signal box. And then I've got this for around the station area, which is going along the back straight. Although annoyingly, it has a place name on it, even though on the box, all the pictures of it on the box, there is nothing which indicates it has a place name on it. That's simple, I'll just put a sticker over it. So what I've got to do is go along the back at some point, probably tonight, take off the Nissan huts. It's behind the massive box of trees. Well, there's a little building over that sort of where the war memorial used to be. If you've seen older videos, the structure for that's got to come down. The large hill in the background's got to come down. And obviously I've got to take all the track up, and I'll be going over it with a track rubber and checking to see what's good, what's not good. This piece is missing fish plates. I'm assuming this is where power went in, and because the power section was weirdly warped, and I don't know if it's how this is, it sort of warped it over time. I don't know why, but I might not be able to reuse this for running trains on, but I can use it for displaying trains. A quick check does in fact confirm that this piece of track does fit in my loco cabinet. I'll just scoot around. That loco cabinet, so this does fit in there. So if there's steel track still in use, I can use some of these older bits of track just to put in there and it'll be a bit better. I'm quite fortunate that most of the layout is on top of cork, because the entire board's covered in cork, so I'm quite fortunate in that fact, as well as the fact that I didn't ballast. Track, because this makes it easier to sort everything out. We're going on the track. I'll go over all my points. These have isolating fish plates, and also I'm going to change the actual fish plates on them. clean them up with a track rubber and they look alright, except for the fish plates. So we'll change the fish plates, except the isolating ones if these are needed. If they're not needed, I'll put standard ones on and just get it looking a bit good, a bit better, a bit shinier. And some more old track I'll go through, see what's bent and warped. You know, fish plate's probably knackered. And considering how over here in this corner, under the big old box of trees, there was constant, quite annoying power drop. I think some of the fish plates did need replacing, and the out did need an update. And there's going to be booster wires, just very simple. So again, keep it simple, stupid. It's one of my philosophies. If I can do it simply and easily, I'll do it that way. But I'll do it so it's just simple wires. Connect the fish plates running around to connect up across the layout, which will be longer running, which will give me a bit of a better connection. But I don't need to buy trees. I have no idea how many exactly are in here, but I don't need to buy any. Loads of chestnuts, a few oaks, and a few quite nice, bright, flowery spring ones. So that's going to be fun. I have a rough idea for some areas of the scenery, but my main focus was the track plan. And so eventually, so I can just quickly show, there will be a signal box which will be about here. With some tracks sort of going behind it, and then a junction starting maybe about there, coming off of the main running lines, with along here roughly there's a single fiddle yard line which will be seen all ballasted and scenic and whatnot, but it's going to be so much easier to take a coach out of the drawer, so I could pick up 4 Monsell coaches or 5 bullet coaches, 2 examples, and I can just sit without anything getting in the way, because there used to be loads of all this distance. There had been a station here, and there are houses. There's an outline of a house. I can just build the train up, move it around, get it onto the main line where I want it to, flick switches, bring an engine out of the shed, bring it in, connect it up, and then off it goes. So hopefully that'll proceed as planned. I'm going to have to sand the top of this down, although if it's a slightly rough surface, the glue might like it a bit better. Still debating on what to do with this, because this is this bridge. It's interesting. It's my first like bodged, or say bashed together 2 kits to make a longer one. I might use it on another future project, just put something over this, because if I take this sticker off it, it's going to take some of the card paper off, but there's people in it as well, and there's something I'm trying to figure out. I'll have to do again there. So that's just something I've got to deal with. Sort of want figuring it out if I need it side of things. Most of the buildings survived. I'm amazed my engine sheds all survived being lifted. Because on the previous, the first one I ever did as a very, very quick practice on an 8x4 bit of MDF, the engine shed on that did not survive being lifted up. So I was going in this expecting to lose most of the buildings, but I kept most of them. So That's pretty impressive, I think, and I've still, quite crucially, this is quite crucial, I saved the pub. So it needs a little bit of a dust, but I might try and put it somewhere it's a bit more prominent and a bit more visible, because this is one of the favourite kits I think I've ever made from the Metcalf stuff. I want to put some more stuff in there. Most of the people on the net have been removed, but apart from a person who was here, there's evidence for the 2 white marks. All the people on this are still on it. I have a drawer full of people and lamp posts and other little accessories and things, so I might be able to get something from there. I think I've got crates of bottles, stick it inside the back bit of the pub, so it's like they're ready to get unloaded or offloaded. But yeah, I mean, it is getting there, and it's fairly simple. I'm using this to pull my pins out when it's working, for what I've done so far, and also some other nails and things. So it's slow going, but slowly sort of. There is going to be a more efficient way to do this, 100%. But crucially, it does get it up. And just chuck it in the bin. When the bin's full, chuck it in the bin bag. But the next main job I've got to do is take all the track off and go over all the track. Sort of make a nice, a couple of stacks of track which can be reused, such as these points. Which look fine. I mean, there's the wiring on the back of them still. They were working. They might just need new fish plates. They weren't. These ones weren't pinned down, so these ones are probably good. It's just a matter of going over it, cleaning them all, checking them all, seeing if they were badly warped or anything over the years since I built the layout, and just having a general check. And once that's done, these Nissan huts will be disassembled, once assembled. Hopefully they can be saved, because even if I don't reuse them on Crosswood 2 Electric Boogaloo, I can still use them somewhere else. So I'm looking forward to doing that. All the animals are off. What I'll do is I'm going to get the drawer. So there's a little drawer out of the unit it's in, so I'll go over and show what's in there. So what I got is, here's the drawer. Full of goodies. So I've got telephone mast. I did say it in a slightly German way. It's an old video on YouTube that occasionally my Tourette's will kick up on. Old way gauge, horses, and quite crucially, tons and tons of people. I've got another pack of people and another pack of cats, so I've got yet more to put on. In terms of buildings as well, I've got a goods shed over there. Red brick goods shed that I might be able to get reused. Got some plants and things on it, but I can just go over that and put it together. I don't want to show the actual track plan quite yet until I'm 100% happy with how it's got to be. But something I'm going to try and do as well is, I know it's not super expensive, but try and save as many bushes as I can, as many tufts of grass. Because while they're not expensive, they do add up. And it'll look alright. So I use these longer bits in shorter bits just to add a little bit of variation, and it's easier and cheaper than using a static grass applicator. I think what I'm going to do is stop the recording here. It's a short one for me with less rambling, which is impressive because I do ramble. Oh boy, do I ramble. But I'm going to just stop recording. I will go over the track, and then this evening or tonight, a cup of tea, edit the video together, put the intro in, which has the 9F on cruiser when it was intact. So I'll have to film a new one of those at some point, new intro video at some point, and just go over and just put it up. Then just tomorrow, it's probably going to be check out all the hills. Using a sharp knife, brute force, and caveman logic. It might not be the easiest way to do it, but it's the way that uses the least brain power in coming up with a plan of attack. So, till the next one, stay safe, stay sane, and yeah, see you in the next one.